Why can't I be the best player in the league? I think I work hard.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 3 of the PBYFL Pressbox. I'm Matt. Today we got Anthony Lewis with us, League Vice President and the AD of the Odessa Seahawks. We're going to go over the same things we always go over, but before we do that, we're going to get into last week's recaps. Mine and Mario's game of the week. Mario had selected the Patriots freshman versus the Rebels. Mario had the Patriots winning by not a large margin, and it was a large margin, 32-0 over the Rebels. I had the Mustangs and the Rebels JV. I had the Rebels winning that game, the Mustangs winning that game in a closer game, and it was a closer game, 19-6. So Mario, I'm coming for you. All right. Jumping into our Gators Seahawks matchup for this weekend in the flag division. Who you got?
We'll go with Seahawks. I know Coach Claytor's going to be bringing it, but I love my boys. Got to keep my boys. Coach Claytor left us, went over there to the Gators. No hard feelings, Coach Claytor. I'm kidding, but no, I got to go with my team. I got to go with the Seahawks. Coach Claytor's going to bring it, but the Seahawks will take it.
I got Gators for the simple fact that they have Coach Claytor over there now, and those kids are gonna play for him. So I've got Gators winning that one. Pretty wide margin, I think. Freshman division.
Again, I'm gonna go Seahawks. Coach Anthony and his boys been working hard this week. They took a hard loss this last week, but he's got some good things they've been working on. Coach Anthony and the Seahawks will take the freshman division this week.
All right, we disagree again. I've got the Gators. Last game I saw them play was against the Cougars. Very sloppy, but they've had a bye week. Lots of time to correct the penalties. Coach Shoemate and his staff will get those wrongs righted and get them back on track. Seahawks are struggling, so that's the game the Gators bounce back, in my opinion. JV division, who you got?
Again, y'all think I'm a homer, but
wait, spoiler alert.
I love my Seahawks boys. I know what we've got over there, and if we could just put it together, I think we could take it this week. I know the Gators JV team, they're a powerhouse. They're a strong team, but again, I'm a Seahawk at heart. We'll go with my Seahawks.
As far as juggernauts in this league and teams that are just overwhelmingly good, I think the JV Gators are one of those teams. From the coaches down to the players, they're all buying into the program. Coach Carl Pritchard and Jason DeCrepin, I could name all the coaches, but they've got those boys firing on all cylinders from the first game of the season. So 3 games in, coming off a bye week, or 3 weeks in, coming off a bye week, fully time for those guys to prepare for a Seahawks team. I'm sure there were some people up in the stands watching the last week's game, so I've got Gators winning that one. Varsity division.
Again. That's the team I coach. I've got a lot of inexperience, but these boys are starting to get some game experience under the belts. The game against the Buffaloes was a really close game. It was close till the end, and then of course, last minute things happen in games all the time. And then this last week that we played a really good game against the Panthers. The score looks a lot different than what it really said on the field. I knew going in that Coach Shalen was going to bring a lot of heat, and let's not forget old Bus over there.
Yeah.
He'll run over you if you let him, and he sure did us this week at certain points during the game. But I think we're getting close. We're getting really we may squeak one. We're going to squeak one out this week against the Gators.
I've got the Gators. Week 3. Week 1 they were coming off some injuries. A lot of kids sitting out. Week 2 they got a bye week. I talked to Coach Jay Lackey. He mentioned some kids that are coming back. They still have a few key injuries out. But Coach Lackey, Coach Hasty, all those guys over there are very confident in the kids that are coming back. They're confident in their staff. They're confident in their scheme. So I've got the Gators winning that game. Mario has the Gators in a sweep. So that's going to wrap up our Gators Seahawks predictions.
I work to be the best, so I keep the pressure on like a fool for the press. No time for slacking off, can't afford it.
So, moving on to the Panthers and Oilers Texans flag division. Who you got?
I saw that Panthers flag team in action, and they got a lot of speed over there. I haven't seen the Oilers flag in action yet. I've heard few things about them, but I go with Panthers probably big in this one.
Yeah, I've got Panthers. A lot of weapons. One kid in particular, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Oilers, Texans. I'm sorry. Third week, they're going to be a lot better. They're going to get better progressively through the season, but running into the Panthers right now, I think the Panthers are going to take that game. So Mario also agrees with us. Surprise, surprise. Moving on to the freshman division. I'm going to jump in on this one first. I've got the Panthers. Coach Simon, they've got a ton of talent over there. King, Tate, some other kids that I can't think off the top of my head, but I've seen good things, heard good things. I think the Panthers will take that freshman division.
I agree with you on that. I mean, little Tate over there out there on the corner alone can shut a kid down or shut an entire offense down if you let it. And yeah, the Panthers will take that one.
All right, and you'll never guess who Mario picked. Panthers. All right, moving on to the JV division. Okay, who you got?
On the JV division, this one's a little tougher. I did watch the Panthers JV a little bit this Saturday. I had to go take care of the gate for a little bit too, but they do have a squad. It's going to be a close one. This one's going to be a little bit closer, but I think the Texans may edge them out this week.
That's my pick as well. The Panthers have had good luck so far, but they haven't faced a Sebastian Ortega. Sebastian Ortega he's lightning in a bottle. He's hard to contain. The Panthers have a couple of them over there, but I don't think to this point they've faced one. So I think if they shut him down early, the Panthers win. But I think Sebastian gets his points on the board, and that'll be the difference in the game. Varsity division, we have Oilers Panthers. Who you got?
This one's a tough one for me. It really is, because I got to see the Panthers up close and personal, and they got some good old players over there. That running back over there, he's the real deal. If you let him get out there and don't try to make an arm tackle on him, he's gonna be gone.
Who's that? Bus?
Yes, sir. Bus is out there. He's running people over. The Oilers have a lot of firepower though. I scrimmaged them before the season started, and that quarterback gets in a rhythm. Their quarterback over there is going to eat you alive. And of course, let's not forget little Pete Ramos over there, making plays left and right. So I'm going to give it to the Oilers, but Shalen knows what he's doing out there. He's going to make a game of it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way either. So
my take on that is if it's a shootout, Oilers take it. Too many weapons. If it's just a boxing match, two guys in the center of the ring going back and forth, I think the Panthers got the physicality down. But
yes.
Do they have the kids that can stop the Chinos and the Petes? And they got a quarterback over there who him and Pete Ramos, they connected last week. The quarterback's name is Andrew Rodriguez. Great quarterback. Like you said, if he gets in a rhythm, it's going to be hard to contain.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the Oilers winning that game, and of course Mario, my friend Mario.
Let's not forget also that Rodriguez, he's not just a passing threat either. He's a dual threat quarterback over there, and he can make plays. So.
Yep. Okay.
I work to be the best, so I keep the pressure on like a fool court press. No time for slacking off, can't afford to take a rest. So I'll be going hard like a capitalist, just to be the best.
Our last Division I matchup, we have the Cowboys versus the Midland Mustangs and the Pecos Patriots. No flag division. Who you got in the freshman division between the Cowboys and the Patriots?
Man, this Pecos Patriots team has come on, and I wasn't expecting it. I'm going to be honest with you. They have surprised me a lot. Got to remember, though, you got Coach Chuck over there.
Yep.
And, Coach Chuck is just getting his boys some work this week. I think Chuck will end up taking it, but I think the Patriots are going to bring it. Just to show that, hey, we're here and we're here to stay. So it'll be a good game, but I think Coach Chuck ends up taking it.
Yeah, to this point in the season, the Cowboys haven't really been tested that much, but the Patriots, you could say the same about them. The Cowboys side, you've got, C.J. Tucker, you've got Mike Jimenez, but on the Patriots side, you have a kid named Jermichael, and you have another kid, Avion. Very similar teams, very good coaching staffs.
Absolutely.
I think at this point, though, in the season, you got to give it to the team that's been together longer, the team that's got they've gelled, they've got everything down. I've got Cowboys, as does Mario. So, great game. Would have been my game of the week, but I had to give it somewhere else. So, varsity, JV division. I'm sorry, JV. Who you got?
I'm going Cowboys. Coach Dillon, those boys have been together for a long time over there, and one thing I know about Coach Dillon is he teaches discipline. He teaches, you got a job to do. I expect it done, and the boys do it. They respond to it every week, and I have Coach Dillon and his Cowboys taking that JV game.
I've been riding the Cowboys bandwagon so far this season, but I think when you run into a team like the Midland Mustangs, who they've got a lot of kids that have been together for a while. Coach Nathan's been at this for a long time too. I think the Cowboys, if you're going to lose a game, you want to lose it early in the season so you can bounce back from it. I think this is the game that kind of sneaks up on them. I think it's going to be a one possession game. I think the Mustangs are going to take it, and Cowboys will be looking for that payback later on in the season. But I got the Mustangs in that game. Don't have a pick from Mario, so we're going to say Mario agrees with me because he always does. Mario's got the Mustangs as well. On the varsity division, who you got?
Varsity division. I've heard some rumors coming out of that Mustang camp over there. They got some big old boys over there, from what I understand. I haven't seen them up close and personal yet. I get my chance later on. Matter of fact, I get my chance next weekend. But I know Coach David's coming off of a brutal game this last week where it was just a tight, back and forth defensive battle. And the one thing I know about Coach David and his coaching staff is they'll look at that and they'll fix those issues. And I think the Cowboys take it out in a squeaker. I really do. I think that Coach David's in for another nail biter. Yeah. But I think he comes out on the winning side of it this time.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, from what I've heard, the Mustangs are going to be able to match the Cowboys in size, which not a lot of teams can do. But I don't think they can match them in continuity and the weapons that the Cowboys have. Coach David's good, Coach Spiller's good, but the coaches don't play the game. So if you put it on the kids that are out on the field, I got the Cowboys winning this one in a close one, as does Mario. All right.
So I keep the pressure on like a full court press. No time for slacking off, can't afford to take a rest. So I'll be going hard like a capitalist just to be the best.
Okay, well, jumping back into the predictions, we have our Division II. We're going to start out with the Broncos from Howard County facing the Andrews Mustangs. In the Flag Division, who you got?
Flag Division, I don't know much about either one of these teams yet. I really haven't had a chance to reach out and get my feelers for either one. I do know that both organizations are putting together winning traditions, and I do know that it's going to be a fight up and down in all age groups. If I just gut feeling, I think probably the Mustangs will end up taking the Flag Division this week.
Yeah, Broncos. I haven't really been tracking a whole lot of their Flag Division. I'm a JV guy, so. I haven't been tracking, but I have been able to watch a lot of the Mustangs play. They've got a lot of weapons. Gavin Smiley, they have a little kid they call Ghost, and a little Figueroa kid that's real quick off the ball too. Can score from anywhere on the field. So I've got the Mustangs winning this one. They had a battle last week with the Steers. I think it prepared them for another batch of Howard County boys. So I've got the Mustangs winning this one. Mario's got the same. On the freshman division, I've also got the Mustangs winning. I think them coming off that loss to the Steers. The Steers were a very physical team. I don't know if the Broncos match that. The Mustangs have a lot of speed, and they weren't ready for the physicality the Steers brought. I think they are ready for it now because I've seen them at practice. That's what they've been really, really harping on at practice. So I've got the freshman Mustangs beating the Broncos.
It's going to be a good one. I know that. I know that all the way through that Broncos organization that they teach a lot of physicality too. So it's going to be another rough one on that freshman team. But I agree. The Mustangs have enough talent at that age group that I think they can overcome that physicality if they match it early on. So I got the Mustangs in that one as well.
All right. Moving on to the JV division, the Broncos, they have a kid, number 24, Molinar. Don't know the first name off the top of my head. Got MVP of the game last week. Good athlete. Running into a JV team that's full of them with the Andrews Mustangs. I'm a little bit biased because that's my team, but I'm also, from a coaching standpoint, you got to look at what's on the field. Tommy Evans, Colton Figueroa at quarterback. They've got that connection. You've got a massive offensive line that's really coming into their own. So I've got the Andrews Mustangs JV taking that game by pretty wide margin, I would think.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. It's gonna be. I got to see the Andrews Mustangs JV team, and I got to tell you, some of those kiddos make it look like it's a varsity team just playing down a little bit sometimes. Good thing we go through our certification process. But you know, I've got the Mustangs. Size and talent alone, I think. I don't think the Broncos. They may give you a game early.
Yeah.
But I think in the second half you run away with it. So.
All right. And on the varsity division, Broncos, Mustangs, you know, the Mustangs varsity has had a rough season. Two pretty big blowout losses, a pretty significant injury earlier in the year. Luckily, the kid was able to bounce back. I think this is the game where they really try to get things right, get the ship righted, as you would say, and get in the win column. If you're going to do it, the Broncos is the team that they really want to go out and try to take advantage of. I've got the Mustangs winning that one. Should be a good game. I don't really know what the Broncos bring to the table, but I've got the Mustangs winning a close one.
Well, this one here, I'm going with the Broncos in this one. I know that they've had the injury. You've had the injuries at the varsity level, and they're just getting back. I don't think this is the week, but this is going to be a good test for them to see if those kiddos are ready to get back. I got to be honest with you, D2 varsity level this year, it's going to be a battle week in and week out, no matter who you're playing, because you got the Steers, you got the Broncos, you got the Cougars, the Mustangs, Buffaloes, and let's not forget Pecos over there. They've got to always bring something at that level. So it's going to be a battle, but I think the Broncos take it at the varsity level.
All right, Mario has Mustangs in a sweep.
Up early in the morning, 5 a.m., got my dorm on, and I'm headed to the gym. I'm determined to be the best, so let's get it in. I'm ready to put in the work, so my focus on.
So we'll move on to the Cougars and Stanton Buffaloes, which I think is going to be a whole bunch of good games. Flag division, Cougars have a kid, Jalen Bishop. He's got an older brother on the varsity division. You know, dad's an athlete, brother's an athlete, little brother's an athlete. Really great kid, great family. I think Jalen has a breakout game against the Stanton Buffaloes team. I've got the Buffaloes actually winning the game, but I've got Jalen really making his mark on the flag division.
Flag. Their flag that Cougars flag team's coming around. They've got some little fast little guys over there. But I agree. The Buffaloes. I got to watch them preseason week, and they've got some physicality to them that'll surprise a lot of people. So I kind of got the Buffaloes going in the flag game as well.
Mario's got the Cougars winning that game. Freshman division, who you got?
I got the Cougars in that one. Coach Kevin over there, he's doing something a lot of folks didn't think. I mean, he started out with a real short roster.
Yeah. And
they're right at the end before practices really started. He got a good push. He's got some athletes there that are coming. Not to mention, I mean, he's got Coach Justin Fanning over there coaching his defense, and he knows defense. So I've got the Cougars taking that freshman division game this week.
Yeah, watching the Cougars early in the season, I watched them play a real penalty fest against the Gators. But as far as just pure talent, I was very surprised at what the Cougars had. You know, like you said, their roster was small, so expectations are low.
Right.
But they came out with that small roster, and they put everybody on notice. And in the swamp, they beat the Gators. So, you know, they have another little Fanning on that team that lights people up. So kind of following the family tradition on that, you know. So I've got the Cougars winning that one. There's another kid on that team, Landon Henry.
Yes.
Great athlete. I think he got MVP of the game last week, so he's one to watch. I think those kids, just when you add that up, I think the Cougars take that ball game. On the JV division, who you got?
JV's a little different. I think the Buffaloes are going to take this one in a runaway.
Really?
That JV team, they've got some talent on it, but I think they're still trying to put a lot of it together. Good coaches there. I don't think they're quite there yet. they may make it more of a game than I'm thinking because they are getting better each week. But I think the Buffaloes are going to take that one right away.
Okay. Well, week one, the Cougars JV ran into that Gators JV, and that was rough. It was rough to watch. Gators were firing on all cylinders. They hit the ground running. The Cougars were struggling. They have a kid, Grayson Jones. He did his part, but one man does not win a game. I've got Stanton. They're just all around a great team. So I've got Stanton winning that game. Grayson Jones, he's going to do his thing. But I've got the Buffaloes actually taking that ball game. Mario does as well. On the varsity division, the big boys.
The big boys. Okay, I've been against both of these teams. I scrimmaged the Cougars 2 weeks before the season started, and then I drew Stanton right out in preseason. I'm going to tell you that it's going to be a good game. Cougars are a lot more physical than the Buffaloes are. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that for you over there, Joe. They bring it. Those boys have been together for a while, coming over from the Y. I've got the Cougars taking this one. I don't know if Joe's going to be able to withstand the physicality after the first half. It's going to be a very fast-paced physical game in the beginning, and the Cougars are going to take it.
Yeah, the Cougars, like we already touched on, they're a big, physical, fast team. You got Braden Hogan, who's just a monster, a man-child, and then you have the Caden Bishops, the Jason Cranfields.
Jason Cranfields.
Who do you stop? Who do you watch?
Exactly.
So
and that O-line is coming after you.
Yeah.
They're going to fire off Coach Ethan over there. He's got that O-line working like clockwork over there.
Yeah, like Mario said, they're a bunch of corn-fed big boys. So I got, Cougars are going to win that game. I think Mario's got the same. So we've got Cougars pretty much in a sweep.
Put in the work, so my focus on 10. What do you think I do this for? To be the best, you gotta be the best. You gotta grind it out, you gotta pound it out, you gotta keep it moving. Can't stop the rest of the competition, don't never sleep.
All right, moving on to our last Division II matchup. We've got the Big Spring Steers versus the Pecos Eagles.
Always a fun matchup.
Now this game is actually going to be in Big Spring, I believe. So Pecos is going to have to make that drive. They don't have the advantage of playing in that 130-degree field that they've got. So travel to Memorial Stadium, flag division. Who do you got?
I think it's going to start out slow, but I think Pecos will take it in the end. Mainly because of the drive and the kiddos being a little sluggish to begin with, but I think they'll end up pulling it out at the end.
Okay. I've got the Steers winning that game as well. Eagles have a kid, John Zuniga, great little athlete. I don't think he's going to be able to overcome what all the Steers bring. I watched them play our flag last week. Our flag won the game, but at the end of the game, they knew they'd played a game. So the Steers, top to bottom, a great organization. It starts with that flag division. I've got the Steers winning that one. Mario went Pecos. So Mario's got the Pecos Eagles winning the flag division. In the freshman division, who do you got?
I think the Steers are going to take it. I don't know a whole lot about their freshman team this year, but I do know that since they've combined with the Predators from last year, that Coach Roger coming over and some of his coaches combining with what the Steers already have, I think the Steers are going to show a lot of people this year that, last year may have not been fun at some of the younger ages, but they're going to start stringing together some wins this year.
All right. Haven't seen the Steers last week. 2 words, Robert Evans. We said his name at the beginning of the season. Robert Evans, number 44 for that Steers freshman team. It just takes the game over. The kid, he can score from anywhere on the field. He can run you over or just pull away from you. So Robert Evans is the kid that's going to make the difference in that game. I've got the Steers winning that game, as does Mario. The JV division. Okay, I played the Steers JV last week, and until the last minute and a half, they were beating us. Great team, good, well coached, very physical, very disciplined. They also have a number 44. The kid's name is Javon Jackson. Moved here from Louisiana. I talked to him a little bit after the game. Kid's favorite player is Alvin Kamara from the Saints. Mm-hmm. And when you look at him play, that's who he tries to play like.
Wow.
Flashy, all over the field, great runner, great vision. Scored twice on us on long, long runs. One was a pass. So he's got the hands and the feet. Javon Jackson's going to win that game for the Steers. Behind a very physical O-line and a very good quarterback. But Javon Jackson, I think, makes the difference in that game.
I'll agree with it on the Steers. Like I said, the combination of the Predators and the Steers coming together this year, which is something that I feel benefits the entire organization.
Yeah.
And now they can focus on teaching these kids, you know, working together, and that's what they're doing over there. I think the Steers are going to surprise a lot of people this year. So
Yep.
I got the Steers at JV also.
Pecos, you know, they're bringing a kid named Cesar Correa down. Cesar's a good athlete, but you know, if you're gonna pick one, I got Javon taking that. Mario went with Pecos. So, last game, you got the Steers varsity versus the Eagles varsity. Who you got?
Oh man, that's the funnest game ever to watch. You know, we've seen them. I know we saw them in the championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, and
The Steers didn't They didn't quite make it because the Steers ended up in a battle with the Rangers last year before the championship. But it's always a fun game to watch when the Eagles and Steers varsity get together. Coach Keegan over there, very charismatic coach, likes to ramp them up on the sideline. But I think the Eagles are gonna edge them out this year. I think they will.
I disagree. Roger Eddington, he and I talked a little bit. Watching them play against the Mustangs varsity, they have a two-headed monster in that backfield. 32 and 44. Andre Russian and Davion Danson. Those two kids, they're unstoppable. If you try to focus on one, they're going to give it to the other. They actually ran a play down the field. I think 32 was running the ball. He got hit, fumbled it. 44 just picked it up and took it in. So when things happen like that and those coaches have them firing on all cylinders, those coaches are high energy and those kids are high energy. So I think that's going to be the difference in the game. Pecos having to travel over there, sit there all day, and then run into those two kids. I think the Steers take that ball game. All right.
Never sleep. Competition don't never quit. Every morning's a new day, and best believe I'm bringing it. I'm all in, no slacking off. Straight ahead, no bagging off. Feel greatness is at the top. 10, 3, 2, 1, I'm blasting off.
It's real simple.
Number 10.
2 more quarters.
Mustangs line up on offense. Ball is snapped. Pitch to Tommy Evans. Makes a move to the inside. Cuts to the outside. He's got the corner. One man to beat. Gets around him. It's a foot race, folks. He will not be caught. Tommy Evans, touchdown.
Because forever is about to happen here in just a few minutes.
I got my fans in the stands, my team on my back, my family in my heart.
Coming in at number 9, Jaden the Bus Hodges breaking through the Seahawks defensive line. No soup for you. All gas, no brakes. Touchdown Panthers, and that is one excited coach.
Number 8. Got a conversion here for the Eagles. They just scored. The ball is snapped. Looks like Kane's going to pass the ball. Caught by Colt Ramirez in the end zone.
At number 7, we have a Patriots quarterback named Brady, but not the one you're thinking of. This one breaks tackles. He's going to break several on his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots, Brady Townsend.
Number 6. We have the Broncos receiving the kickoff here. Looks like Mr. Dominic Bustamante is going to pick it up, make a move. He heads to the right, hits the corner. One man to beat. He is going to take it to the house. 75-yard kickoff return.
Put your hand in mine. Forever's about to happen right here in this moment of time. So let's draw a line right here in the sand. And let it
At number 5, we have Big Spring Junior Varsity running back Javon Jackson. Said his favorite player is Alvin Kamara of the Saints. He's going to take a pass from the quarterback and do his best Kamara impression, leaving Mustangs in the dirt all the way to the end zone. Touchdown Steers.
Number 4. Mustangs line up. Camel hands the ball to Icebox. He's bottled up. Oh, squirts out. There he goes. Rumbling, tumbling. Hayden Dansby. Is he going to get there? Touchdown, Mustangs.
Coming in at number 3, we have Oilers-Cowboys varsity action, 0-0 game until Oilers quarterback Andrew Rodriguez hooks up with Pete Ramos on a 37-yard bomb. Touchdown Oilers. They take the ball game.
Number 2. Nunez back, sees his man wide open. He's got a step, hits him in stride. Perales for the score, 30-yard bomb.
And our number one top play of the week, Will Ellis of the Midland Rebels, is going to pick off the Mustang quarterback, and he sees nothing but green in front of him. One man to beat. It's going to be a foot race, but Ellis has the angle. He's going to get the touchdown, and while he's there, he's going to turn around and take them to the gun show. Let's see him. There you go. All right, to wrap up the show, we have our games of the week. I've got the Steers and the Pecos Eagles varsity game.
Good pick.
Like you said earlier, always a good game to watch, but Steers at home with Rushing, with Dawson, with Coach Roger over there, calling plays and pulling the strings. I've got the Steers winning that game, but it's going to be a great game to watch. I think Pecos gives them all they want, but hook 'em horns.
Wow. Not to mention you coming from Big Spring, so
That's not important.
Well, my game of the week, I'm going to go with your freshman Cowboys versus your Pecos Patriots. Those Patriots, like I said before, they've surprised a lot of people coming on the scene, and they're wanting to make that statement, hey, we're here to stay. I've got the Cowboys taking it, and I think Coach Chuck's going to take it. Be a lot closer than people would expect in the beginning, just looking at it on paper. But Coach Chuck over there and them Cowboys, they're going to squeak it out. Won't be a blowout, but it'll be a good game to watch.
Good game. There you have it.